Hi, I'm Jason Gobler, Sales Manager for Advantage Metal Powders in Ridgway, Pennsylvania. In addition to making virgin blends here at Advantage Metal Powders, we also offer remill grades. We're going to discuss today how we take green unsintered parts and make them back into powder for resale or for processing customer green scrap back into powder that they can use. Even though they're not virgin blends, the remill grades still meet MPIF standard 35 specifications. So behind me here, what we have, we buy green scrap, we fill a large hopper like this, which holds around 4,000 or 5,000 pounds. The parts flow down into a conveyor. The conveyor carries the parts up into the top of our crusher. As the parts fall from the conveyor into the top of the crusher here on this shaft has a couple large heavy hammers that spin very rapidly, very high RPMs around here, and they take the parts as they fall into the crusher and they pulverize those parts back into powder. They take and crush them up against the large steel plates that surround the outside of the crusher. So those parts fall in, they get beat up, they get pulverized back into powder, and as they become small enough particles, they fall down through the crusher, exit the bottom of the crusher, and fall onto this screen. Now this process we currently do not have running because we wouldn't be able to hear me talk. For one, it's a very relatively loud process, but the powder falls onto the screen. The screener screens the powder, and any powder that would make it through the screen comes into this hopper here. Any oversized material then comes out and goes into this hopper. Once the hopper's full, this hopper holds roughly 5,000 pounds of powder. We take 9 of these hoppers and we fill them into our largest blender, which holds 45,000 pounds of material. We blend that material up. We take a sample of it and we take it into our lab. The lab then presses a bar, sinters that bar, puts it into our spectrometer, and the spectrometer then tells us how much copper's in it, how much nickel's in it, how much chrome's in it, how much moly's in it, all the different elements that make up that material. Once we know what that material is, we can determine if we want to make it into an FCO208 grade or an FNO208 grade, or even if we want to make it into a food grade, we can take that material, and we have the capabilities here of removing the non-magnetic materials. We can take the coppers out. Once we know how much additives or what blend we want to make it into, we take that material, we take the extra copper or nickel or whatever we want, and we add it into the blender, and we make it back into a standard 35 specified material. Now this whole process can handle roughly around 35,000 pounds an hour. It's a larger process. We also offer a smaller grinder, which is portable here at Advantage, and we can take. It's better for customer product when you want to process stainless steel, copper, or brass back into powder to use that smaller grinder. At Advantage Metal Powders, we are ISO 9001, 2008 certified, and in our laboratory here, all our testing, we have a full metallography lab to do all the testing. If you would like to discuss this process with me in more detail, here is my contact information, my number and email address, along with, if you want to check us out on the web, our website, AdvantageMPI.com. Thank you.